Okay, hi. As some of you may already know, my name is Andy, and I'm going to be speaking to you today about a topic that's important to all of us, but also something we take for granted: learning styles. My guess is that most people never give it much thought on how or why they're able to learn something new. There are 4 major learning styles, and everyone has a preference to how they like to learn. Take a quick second and think about the last time you learned something new, like how to swing a golf club, or do a tricky math problem, or maybe even learning a foreign language. It just happened, right? I doubt it. We all learn new things each and every day. And my question to you is, do you know what your preferred learning style is? I'm pretty sure the preferred learning style of my teenage children is a text message. According to my textbook, The Challenge of Effective Speaking by Vertebrer and Selnow, learning style is defined as a person's preferred way of receiving information. According to Kolb's cycle of learning, the 4 ways to learn something new are feeling, watching, thinking, and doing. Individuals can learn by any of the methods, but by personal preference, we all have a preferred style. These 4 methods of learning can easily be remembered by the phrase watcher, thinker, feeler, and doer. Watcher. Some people prefer to learn new things by watching, and this also can be referred to as a visual learner or an auditory learner. A person who learns by watching can easily understand and remember things they see and hear. Watchers prefer to have something to look at, like visual examples, charts, graphs, pictures, maybe even a live demonstration. A watcher might ask themselves, what would that look like? Or I wish I could see an example of that. They also like things explained in detail, and this helps them create a vivid example for their memory. A watcher learns best when they have things shown to them and explained to them, which is much different than someone who prefers to learn by doing. The second learning style is people who prefer to learn things by doing. People who prefer to receive information in this manner can also be referred to as kinesthetic learners or tactile learners. A doer is a person that learns by hands-on experience. A doer might ask, "Can I try that?" They also like personal stories and real-life examples that they can relate to. Typically, people that are good at sports learn by doing, throwing a baseball or a football. Another example of a doer might be someone who likes to cook. We all know you cannot get good at cooking without practicing, right? I have experience with this. I believe my preferred learning style is doing. My famous phrase as a child was, "I do myself." A doer is someone who prefers to learn by the famous Nike phrase, "Just do it," which is much different than someone who prefers to learn by feeling. The third learning style is people who prefer to learn new things by associating or relating it to feelings. A feeler is someone who learns best when their feelings are engaged. A feeler might ask the question, "What does that feel like?" It could be an emotional story or a picture that evokes an emotion inside of them. A feeler is someone who grabs a hold of something that they saw and heard, and they're able to retain it because of the way it made them feel. An example of a feeler might be someone who is an artist, and they are inspired by feelings to create works of art, maybe like a painting. A feeler learns best when their feelings and senses are engaged, which is much different than someone who prefers to learn by thinking. The fourth learning style is people who prefer to learn things by thinking about the information provided to them. A thinker is someone who learns best when they are presented with ideas that are supported with details, facts, and statistics. A thinker will need time to ponder and think about what they just saw or heard. In addition, a thinker will need time to consider the material and approach it from different perspectives. I can also relate to this type of learning style because I prefer to think about things for quite a while before I can absorb them and understand them. A thinker learns best when they have time to think about what they just learned, as opposed to the other methods, watching, doing, and feeling. In conclusion, we all can learn by the 4 styles, but we have a preference to how we want to learn new information. A good teacher will try to present the information using all 4 methods to ensure the audience has the best chance to understand and retain the information. I work as an alpine race coach for children, and when I am coaching, I always first try to explain to my students what they're about to do, then I tell them what it feels like, then I show them what it looks like, and then finally I have them try. This seems to work really well with children. A quick review. The watching learning style is best described as someone who prefers to learn by seeing and hearing the material. The doing learning style is best described as someone who learns best when they can actually try it out for themselves. And the feeling learning style is best described as someone who learns best when they can associate new information to feelings or a personal story. And finally, the learning style that is best described as, or the thinking learning style is best described as someone who learns best when they're presented with lots of definitions, explanations, statistics, and facts. I hope this information has been helpful and gave you some insight as to your own preferred learning style. And don't forget the phrase, watcher, thinker, feeler, and doer.